For the audience.
I like the emphasis on young. My husband's a little bit older than me and he keeps trying to tell me that I'm past the young stage now, and I'm just not in denial at all. Is there something you guys aren't telling me? I think everybody in the Midlands today was coming up north. I'm thinking, what's going on? Is this something that I don't know about? So, yeah, I put the lateness, I take full responsibility, and as I know I've only got, a couple of hours now, I think I'll try and be as quick as possible. No, on a serious note, I talk really very quickly, so please take as many notes as you can. If there's anything at all that just goes like, woof, over your head, then feel free to grab me whilst I'm having my cheesy chips in the bar, because they're on order for 10. It's nice actually to see a bit of a mixture of faces in the room. We've got some family here, we've got a lot of friends, and it also appears we've got some newbies. Are there any newbies in the room? Yeah, I love a newbie. You couldn't have started at a better time. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Don't worry, I'm not going to get you all standing up. Okay, so I've been asked to come along today to talk to you a little bit about my journey with Kleeneze, and to be honest with you, I never ever imagined 6 years ago that I would be asked to come along and stand to share my experience with people like me, you guys, who are sitting in a room looking to make some changes. Because I do actually remember the first time I sat in a room just like this, thinking, how on earth could I possibly do that? Has anyone ever felt like that? Yeah. How the hell do they do that? Yeah? I felt like that. And along the way, do you know what, I still often feel like that. So I feel it doesn't matter what level you're at, the SEDs in the room, respect. And all of you who have achieved great things, you know, that's absolutely fantastic. And we've all got our own individual stories. So long as you're doing something, do you know what? Great. You know. So, woman on a mission. Certainly when I first became a distributor with Kleeneze, I wasn't actually looking for a business. I wasn't really looking for anything too serious. I've never been that organised, and I just kind of felt like I really needed to find something to tide me over for a short period of time. Anyone in the room looked at Kleeneze for a short period of time? None of you? You're all here for the long haul? I certainly started for short term. I thought, oh right, I'll do it to kind of top the money up and then I'll go back to work. I was on maternity leave. Now I made contact with somebody in Leeds in August 2007 over the phone, and at the time I decided it wasn't for me. Mad. Keep ringing them back, guys. I really came close to missing the boat because I said no. I said no. I said absolutely no bloody way. I'm not going to get locked out. It's probably a bit of a snob, actually. I probably thought it was a bit above me. Now, I'm not ashamed to say that, because I tell you what, I walk around now with my head so high, with my Kleeneze catalogue and my trolley, that it's like, where's Wally? But how foolish would I have been now, looking back? And you'll see a little bit why. So February 2008 was actually when I made the decision. And I say here, it's probably a bit cheesy, isn't it? Licence to print money. Not literally, oh my God, I hope there's no police officers in the room. Take me off in handcuffs. There is. I say this light-heartedly. No, but genuinely, I feel that actually at that point there, it really gave me an opportunity to make the decision on how much money I really wanted to earn. Now, I didn't fully understand that when my catalogues turned up at my house and I went, okay. But actually, now looking back, that's actually what it is, okay? I do, however, remember being very new and very excited. I think I dreamt about putting catalogues out. So excited. Now my partner at the time, we now on together, didn't quite get the same excitement that I did. Although a little bit sad, I just could see how this could actually like get me a lot of things that at the time I couldn't have. Okay. So just to give you a bit of my background, I'm actually half Norwegian. My mum is a Norwegian lady. My dad was in the army. He went to Norway on a skiing trip. Ta-da! I can't ski though. I think that's sometimes how it happens, isn't it? So my dad was in the army, we moved around a lot. I lived in Norway till I was 5. I then moved to Germany. My mum and dad then said when I was 9 years old, oh my God, she's too much work, we're sending her to boarding school. No, it wasn't really like that. I was fortunate enough, I went to a private school. The army paid for 90% of it, which was great, because actually it was a great education. It taught me a lot though. Staying out late, sneaking out, meet boys, smoking, drinking, selling, homework for fags, yeah, all of that taught me all of that. I had a really good education as well. But do you know what? It kind of created a little bit of independence. And I look at my business now, and one thing that I value the absolute most is that independence that I have now. I really don't do discipline very well, so I've had to learn to listen to my own force of, Chrissy, come on. But as far as being unemployable, I totally believe now I wouldn't be able to get a job. I wouldn't want one. And I actually retired from employment at 24. How cool is that? And that's my kind of, that's how I word it anyway, I like it. So, I like to have lots of fun. Those of you in the room who know me, I'm not always very self-controlled, it's fine. I like to have a lot of fun, and my whole life has really been based around enjoying life. I travel a lot, I kind of do lots of crazy stuff. We could be here all night, but I love to live. Does anyone in the room love to live, enjoys doing all the fun, crazy stuff? Yeah, that's what kind of makes me. And I like to have fun. So the entire business that I've created and the people that have created that also around us, we have a load of fun. And I'm pretty sure you guys do as well here in this group. Future. My dad always used to go on about this 5-year plan. He's a bit of a geek when it comes to like discipline, because he was in the army. He's like, that's Sergeant Major, you know, it's a 5-year plan. Got me doing triathlons at 6 and stuff, which is just wrong. Well, I don't run ever now. But you know, for me, he kind of built that in me as a child. It's a little message there. You know, what you build into your children from a young age helps them create the future. But I've always kind of been quite driven, and when I left school, I decided, after leaving school, Mum and Dad sat me down and said, what are you going to do? And I went, 15-year-old, don't really know. So I looked through the list of the college stuff, and at the time, I thought, oh, hair and beauty would be great. For me, actually, it really was the wrong choice, for many reasons. I just didn't gel, it wasn't for me. I just decided I'd made the wrong decision. So I decided to get a job because I hated living with my mum and dad. I'd lived away since I was 9, and suddenly they're going, where are you going? What time are you coming home? I'm like, really? So I decided I needed some money. So I went and got a job working for a health and safety consultancy, and I did all the boring stuff. I did the proofreading. Quite liked it though. So I asked to extend my hours, and I just increased my hours, and then I asked for a promotion. They wouldn't give it to me, so I blagged as much training as possible, blah, blah, blah. And actually it got to a point where I thought, well, there's got to be more. Has anybody ever been in a job where they felt there's really got to be more than this, day in and day out? Yeah. and I got really frustrated. I had quite a normal, well, that's what I could say, normal, you know, get up, go to work, come home from work, go to the gym, eat, sleep, get up. I used to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night because it's all on the telly. 9 o'clock now is like when I start. What comes now at 9 o'clock? But something was missing. At that point, I'd started, my partner and I, at the time, we decided we wanted to start a family. Anyone in the room got family, children?
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked. Doesn't it change the whole makeup of everything? Ow. Gym? No. Social? No. No. I love my little boy dearly. But actually, I knew that I was going to take some time off on maternity leave. Now, I was in a reasonably good job. I was a qualified health and safety advisor. I used to do all the boring, high-risk stuff. It was very male-dominated. And as a 24-year-old, I used to dye my hair brown, because if it was ever blonde, it was just like a blonde, young, nobody even would consider me as a serious concept. Okay, guys in the room, sorry, I'm kind of not talking to you at the moment. Girls in the room, yeah, anyone ever felt like, hello? Yeah, okay. Worked my ass off, sorry, but I really, you know, really pushed and pushed and pushed. And when I actually got to a position where we managed to get pregnant, it took us quite a while trying, I thought, I want a year off. Now, maternity pay in the council was reasonable, but it was going to drop down periodically, and I actually had a higher income than my partner. I was not prepared to ask for money. About £70 to buy some shoes. You know, it's not going to happen. I really didn't feel comfortable with having to sacrifice a lot of the nice things. I mean, we haven't lived an extravagant life because we were on a career like salary, but in comparison to some people, we were living quite a nice life. A couple of cars, mortgage, a couple of holidays a year, all the things that I felt actually created some real nice qualities of living. Didn't want to lose that. So I needed to replace earnings that I was going to lose. Now, when Riley was born, we had some complications. He's all right now, but I was told all the horror stories that he may never walk, he may never this, he may never that, blah, blah, blah. And I just thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't go back to work. What happens if I can't? You know, all the horror stories. So I had some serious time to think, and I thought, well, actually, what I need to do is I need to find something that may play a part in just supporting our family during the first year. If possible, I'll go back to work, because I loved my job. I felt there might be an opportunity for me to go back to work and go for a promotion. That's the kind of the information I got from my boss. However, actually, in the meantime, the minute I went on maternity leave, they opened up a new position. Funny that, hey? So I applied. I love the job. Blatantly knowing that it wasn't going to happen, but out of principle. One of the ladies that I trained got the job, which was fine, but she decided that it was her authority to make my life absolute hell. Fine. So I took a year off and I started doing Kleeneze when Riley was 4 months old. The reason being is I'd spent 4 months at home. He actually did nothing but scream. I became very sofa-shaped. I've always been reasonably slim, but I put on lots of weight because I ate lots of cake. I spent 9 months eating cake and I loved every minute of it. But I felt now it was time, and my partner went out to work one day and I just broke down into heat and I sobbed for about 3 hours because I felt like shit. Sorry, I did. Because I'd always been really, Riley just cried and cried, and I just felt like I love being a mum, but I just needed more. And I was like, right. So I rang up my sponsor and said, you know that catalogue thing? I'm ready. about time, after ringing me for 6 months. So I basically rang my sponsor. I'd seen an advert on the back of a car since the phone call, so it was on the back of a black Porsche Carrera, GT I think it was, and I thought, who's that little plonker driving his dad's car? He'll kill me if he knows like that. But basically I responded to an advert. I met up with my sponsor, a local eatery, somewhere that I felt comfortable with, and I went, yeah, let's crack on, let's go. So I registered, my catalogues turned up. I turned left and off I went. I moaned. Raining. I was one of them. And Craig used to say, shut up, just get on with it. It's quite tough on me actually. And I just, actually, all I did was the catalogues. And I felt like, well, if this can pay me 50 quid a week, but it won't, great. So all I did, I got Riley in his pushchair, I did remember him. Catalogues went underneath, trainers on, hat, balaclava, and off I went. I just put my catalogues out. And do you know what happened? Got some orders. It's quite chuffed actually. I actually picked up some orders, and then I put them out, and then I picked them up, and then I put them out, and I actually picked up enough orders in the first 4 weeks to hit the first bonus level, which then enabled me to receive an extra bit of money, which was pretty cool because I got paid for doing what I did, and then I got paid a bit more. And now my job, I only ever got paid for what I did, and never any more, a lot of time left, you know what I mean? So I thought, oh, this is great. So the first month, I just got on with it. Now it got easier and easier. I moaned less and less. Put that in here somewhere. Stopped weakening, started working. And actually, I realised it wasn't actually hard work, just a bit of leg work. In the meantime, I thought, hang on a minute, walk faster. Tighten my cheeks. I actually started to lose some weight as well, it was great. I must have looked like really funny walking as fast as I could. But no, in all fairness, I quite enjoyed getting outside, and when I was out, Riley kind of calmed down a little bit, and he was out in the fresh air, and started to earn some money. The first month, I earned the 10% bonus level, which worked out about 256 quid. Happy days! It was a bit more than I expected. It was actually quite a simple system, and whatever the person you work with shows you, do you know what? Do it. Because I thought, oh, I know better. I'll do this and I'll do that. And I thought, oh, can you remind me what you told me in the first place, please? So just do exactly what you've been told, because they're not going to lie to you, because the person who's helping you only cares about 2 people's income in the world, that's yours and theirs. So really, I kind of worked out after a little while that just to listen, which is quite difficult for me, but listen and just do as I was told. But honestly, it works. I just learned some really basic skills, and I started to watch others, and this I cannot stress. Watch others by attending things like this. If you're invited to come to Birmingham in January, guys, get there. Every event that I ever went to and still go to now, I come away with something of great value, okay? It's not just the anorak brigade. Have quite good fun. My confession was, I didn't really secretly intend to be here forever. However, you stuck me down. But I didn't in the beginning. I really genuinely thought, let's get me through this troubled time, and then I will go back to work, get my promotion. But 6 months later, I started to reevaluate. Has anyone in the room got a customer base?
Yeah.
Is anybody prepared after 6 months to say, yeah, I don't want 30 quid an hour? Anyone?
No.
No. Same. I was like, hello. Couldn't believe actually when I compared what I was generating in income through my customer base compared to my posh job, it was pants. thought, oh, I can carry on. I did go back to work because I was paid maternity leave, which also in the little small print writing underneath it means you will stay with us forever and ever. No, for 6 months at least. So I did stay for 6 months. I did both. I did my Kleeneze in the evenings and the weekends in the very few hours that it actually took me to do now. I got a customer base. But I went back to work and earned through there, and actually quite a lot of people I work with came to Kleeneze. It's like a secret. You see this from this. I wasn't actually doing any work at work anymore. I felt like a fraud. I was like, I really can't do this anymore. I need to like consider my options. So I really made the decision. I didn't want to carry on with my job, because when I went back to work 3 days a week, Riley went into childcare. So that's kind of a bit of a summary about the story. Let me just show you. It's all about the Benjamins. It's all about the money, because actually we're all in the room because we all need to earn some money. Am I right? We all need to earn some money. Yeah. With Christmas coming up, who needs or who wants or who absolutely essentially needs some money in their pocket? All of us. Yeah. So I just want to show you some examples of. I am no different from you. I have 2 arms, 2 legs. However, it's not something I've not really talked about it for 6 years, and Joanne will probably vouch for this because I've known Joanne since I started. But I suffer with a degenerative disease that affects my mobility. I've been diagnosed this year with an additional condition that fights against it. It's quite painful, I take lots of medication, and it's affected me since the day I started, but it's never stopped me. And I refuse, despite the NHS offering me disability and everything, and for those of you who are on, if that's the case, fine, but I refuse to let it stop me. So all of this, against a lot of challenges along the way, and we all have them, you can do this, if not more. There are people in the room who've done a lot more as well. I'm not in any way super special. First month, I earned the 265 quid, which was more than I'd expected. Month 12, so this is jumping ahead and just showing you now, by following a system, my income was very regularly about £700 part-time. Not bad. Not the best in the world, but not bad. I quit my job. The month I quit my job, because there was a Cyprus trip, and Michael Catcar said, right, will you speak in Cyprus? I said, we'll go to Cyprus. He said, well, you better make sure you're there then. Oh! The month I quit my job, after 8 months, I went on and actually we did £1,604 income the month I quit my full-time job. I've never earned that full-time. So all the people who thought I was having postnatal depression, I went, I was like, yeah, because I really knew that I made the right decision. Couple of years in 24 months, £2,200, part-time. My highest income was just under £3,000. Now that's not by any means an absolutely amazing Kleeneze income, but I'm a mum. I take my son to school, I pick him up, I go to everything I want, I take lots of time off to enjoy the fine things in life. My husband's a builder, we spend a lot of time, we travel. 3 years ago I separated from my son's father, and my life felt like it just deflated around me. I took 3 months off to sort my head out, and I still earn nearly £9,000 in 3 months. I wasn't doing anything. Now, if I'd have said to my employer, oh, I've split up with my boyfriend, can I have 3 months off? He'd gone, look at that. He said, I'm sorry, Miss Hyde, but that's not in your contract. So actually, I'm forever thankful that at my time of need, I've spent 3 years enjoying. I met a guy that I absolutely loved to pieces. He proposed to me after 8 months. Last year we went to Malaysia, spent a month in Borneo. We got married out in Borneo. He took a month off, I took a month off, we broke it off, and had the best time ever. Got home, there was money in the bank. Great. Now, that is what Kleeneze has enabled us to do. Now, I put 3 years of work grafting. The first full year as a distributor turned over 93,297. Now, that wasn't me on my own. I've had a lot of listings galore. But that was myself and collectively a team of people, friends, family. I had a little open evening in my house. All my friends are going, "How did you buy that car?" And I went, "Come and have a look." I piled them all in, fed them loads of wine, and I wouldn't let them out the door until they signed. No. No, but to be fair, about 15 people come round to my house. Craig turned up, parked his posh car on the drive, all my friends ran, and 5 of them before they left went, where did we join? How do we join? By just sharing my genuine excitement. Second year, people getting excited, we're all buzzing, we're having a great time. And Cyprus in the first year, New York, Miami, Dubai, Hong Kong, somewhere in between there. We're driven by the fun. We wanted to go away, we wanted to have a great time. So all of us took working together, 209 grand. Third year, 356 grand. At that point there, things are starting to pick up, income's growing. I didn't need to have a fella, I could have been on my own. And that was what drove me. You know, what's your driving? I know that's really bad, isn't it? I was working hard so I could leave. But actually, he knows it's fine, I'm not telling him. But actually, you know, I had a motivator, I had something that drove me, and that drove me to meet my husband now, AD. I met him raising money for Bernardo's, actually, with Kleeneze. How mad is that? We all know people who've met people through Kleeneze. Now, in total, in the last 6 years, I don't know the exact figure, but it's over £1 million. Now, did I think, when I replied to that advert, that through delivering little catalogues, that would ever be possible? No. I'd have thought you were on drugs if you'd have told me. What? And there are people in the room who've achieved a lot more than that, a hell of a lot more than that. I'm quite proud of that, because you know what? I've done that out of my own desire to do that, not because someone's going, "Get out!" I chose to, and that's the difference. So a few lifestyle changes. Now, I've always liked to have a nice lifestyle. You know, the holidays and travel, I know so many people at the moment who really don't have the opportunity to go away. I know people who've never had a passport. Now, I've got a friend who's 40 and never been out of the country. Join Kleeneze now! Genuinely, it's mad. Because I think, although we probably take it for a bit for granted, but how awesome is that to know that you're going to see so much. It's been on the telly. I showed Riley, he's 7 now, and I put him up because he was on a TV advert with us. Kleeneze asked us to feature on. It was a few years ago now. I was like, "Riley, quick, come out!" He's like, "Who's that?" Not you, Riley. That's my only ever claim to fame, because there's absolutely no other reason why I'd be on the telly. Do you mean I'm dead proud. But do you know what? My mum really struggles. She's on her own. She's a nurse. She's in a position where, when she retires, she's still going to have money to pay off a mortgage. So I've just said to her, "Don't worry about it, we'll sort it." Now, if I had a job, I couldn't have confidently said that, because how the hell would I pay my own plus hers? But she's like, she's 60 in December. Do you know how nice just to be able to say that, knowing that you can genuinely do that? Don't worry about it, Mum. Just, pay mortgage now. No. We still help, we help out. My sister is a bit of a rebel. If she gets stuck in Poland and misses a flight, this week, I'll just ring up, we transfer her some money. But nice little things that, it's nice to be able to give. We like to give money to charities. We like to do stuff with our friends. We take them away, and we do nice stuff. For me, that's kind of really, really lovely to be able to just say, yeah, come to Reykjavik, come here, friends invite us, and just the ability to say, yeah, to save money. I cleared 20 grand debt that, unfortunately, made the wrong choices when I was with my ex, and before I kind of learned very much, I went out on credit cards, and I thought, oh yeah, and that's just all been cleared in the last couple of years. Got no debt whatsoever. That is lovely when they write to you and say, thank you, we're closing your account, because, you know, I've been in there. So it's all gone. I'm like, right, how do I get a new credit card? You believe it? You know, a few things that really make a great difference to me. Being able to have a positive influence on other people as well. Whether they want to work with us or not, we feel that, you know, the things that we've learned and the experiences that we've had, you know, it's quite nice to be around nice, happy people. Next time you go to the supermarket, count the people who are that. Other than me and Aidan, we have a bit of fun with it because we like count the smilers. A lot of people, I don't want to be horrible, but a lot of people are suffering, and a lot of people are finding it tough. And to be able to influence them positively, it's pretty nice actually. Teaching Riley some great values. You know, he's 7, but he's always fantastic! But he understands work hard, play hard. Pennies make pounds, pounds make train tracks. Getting there. You know, I choose my life. I get up when I want to get up. I actually get up earlier than when I went to my job. You know, I'm quite proud to say I actually run my own business. When people ask me what I do, I'm proud. I've got amazing friends that I've made that I'll be friends with forever through this business. And actually realising my own potential, just to understand that, you know, standing up here, I would never, ever, ever have had the confidence to do that, and also realising the potential of others in our team as well when they get up and speak. Get all weirded out, like, oh, emotions. It's so amazing. And a bit of recognition for, you know, you guys, the people at the front, and also as an individual, it's quite nice to be recognised. Who likes to get a pat on the back and like, well done? Yeah. I only ever got recognised for talking too much and being late. And tonight I was late. Still not recognisable. I was reliving my past. So, you know, I practiced for 1 year before getting serious, and 2 years of focus to step up the foundations for what I've felt has been quite a phenomenal future now, present for me. I always say I like going back to being new again. If I'd have realised in the first year, if I'd have just brought it forward and done it a bit quicker, you know, I always say get a wiggle on. Get a wiggle on. The quicker you get serious, the quicker or the sooner you'll get there. So if you're thinking, shall I, shan't I, crack on! I would say just get on with it, you know, never wait till tomorrow. Have the freedom to do what you want to do when, and do all the crazy things that you normally wouldn't be able to do. Let's go, are we really going to do that? Yeah. They're just like, okay, whatever. Not everyone's going to follow your dream though. So, a few things here that really stand out for me is I'm always excited because I feel like I have the right to be. Success is a great place to be. You know, you do have to work for it. Mojo for me is when you're on that kind of like excited path to success, your inner mojo, that's the only way that I can explain it, like, you know, when you wake up, does anyone ever feel that excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
I come home at some nights from appointment, like, people next to me, I'm like, la, la, and they look over. That's the mojo. You won't understand it unless you've actually genuinely like felt it. If you could bottle it and sell it, we'd all be gazillionaires. But you know, the togetherness, I'm a very social person. You know, if there's an opportunity to get together, have a big hug and drink lots of wine, woo, I'm there. Do a bit of dancing at the same time. But actually, you know, for me, it's about the basic stuff that makes you feel good. So, you know, why should you be excited? It doesn't get any better. Right time, right place, great marketplace. You can build your own wealth. I mean, can see what's in there. There's a flipping fortune to be made. And with the new online stuff, you don't even need to get out of your pants, you know, on the sofa. It's bloody brilliant. So excited. And there's a bit for everyone, you know, for each and every one of us in the room equally. But the question is, how much of it do you want? A little bit? Medium bit? Big bit? But whatever you want, that's the right amount for you. If that makes sense. You know, you don't need to compare yourself with anyone else. Okay. So the big picture, it's more than just a catalogue, as said earlier on, really is much more. Just get good at something really simple. Day in, day out, just get really good at putting catalogues out, getting them in, showing someone else to put a catalogue out and get it in, showing someone how to show someone how to get a catalogue out and get a catalogue in. Tough, isn't it? Honestly, if you knew you couldn't fail, how hard would you work? You just give yourself a pay rise every month. My job was trying to reduce my pay. So, you know, that's what we did. But there's me with my trundle. I don't wear these shoes, obviously, when I'm but we also scrub up quite well as well, we can say. It's great, isn't it? 1 minute you've got your trainers on and you're like, in the rain. And the next minute, Kleeneze, you're like, red carpet, da, da, da. It's great. Some great times, you know, travelling with friends and colleagues. Those of you who know Jamie Picasso, Rose Banana. This was in Paris, Jackie and Peter White, just quite intimate, about 22 of us. That was in Hong Kong, don't ask me how we got out. I think we got thrown off by the staff. Again in Hong Kong, don't think we've been to sleep at all. That was in Cyprus, we just that was in Miami. There's that was in Miami, and that's where we got married. Again, I used to look at pictures like that and think, oh, never thought of being one. So, I actually cried. Just, you know what, memories that only Kleeneze have enabled me to have, because we would never have been able to afford it. And the one reason why I decided to start was Riley. That was a few years ago, and that's last week. And I love him to death. And he says, Mummy, when I grow up, I want to help people too with Kleeneze. I'm like, yes! Dad, however, doesn't agree. So, do you know, guys, come join us, or don't come join us. I've enjoyed thoroughly coming to speak to you tonight and create some lasting memories. I'm going to get my cheesy chips, drink my wine. If you want to come and have a chat, then please feel free to do so.